So this is going to be a quick breakdown of Thursday the 16th of July's sell trade. It's coming in late and Friday's coming late. I've been a bit busy, haven't had a chance to make a recording. So when I've jumped on the chart around 1:15 on Thursday, I've seen the current daily is very close to breaking the previous daily's low. And overall for the week, I had my sell bias for the long term from the Monday to the Friday. I've had points which I've been expecting to get hit. So I've taken that in on the daily that we're getting close to breaking that previous daily low. And when it tends to break a previous daily low, that's an extra 50 pip move in that direction. So I've dropped down to the 4 hour and I see London's 4 hour close very weak bullish candle. My current 4 hour has rejected off the 13 EMA and right now is not showing any info, but it's broken London's low as well, which tends to give also a 20 to 50 pip move, but it hasn't done that in this case. So then I've dropped down to the 1 hour, and on the 1 hour, I can see the previous 1 hour was a strong bullish candle, but we've had quite a lot of taps in the day at that 40-24 area. So I'm keeping that in mind with this strong current bearish candle on the 1 hour, what type of closure is going to come up on the lower time frames. And it's looking like if we finally get that close below the 40-24, that's a push through to the downside. So now I've dropped down to my 30-minute. I see the 30-minute previous candle was a very strong bullish candle. However, once the new candle, which is the current 30-minute, touched that 50 SMA area, as we can see here on the screen, it's had a very large rejection. And that's finally broken with some serious momentum below that 40-24 area. Sadly, it continued to push and was more of an impulsive sell trade for those who like to take impulsive sells or buys. So at this point, I'm thinking, is there another entry I can get in for myself somewhere that makes sense? Or should I potentially scan if any reversal is probable? However, I'm like, let me stick to my bias at this time because I can see that on this 15-minute, we've got a rejection of the 200 EMA. So let me scout where's my next opportunity to take my sell entry. So I've dropped down to the 5-minute around 1:30. And I can see that current candle at that time is creating a support. The next candle comes and it tests that 13 EMA and rejects very strongly, but hasn't closed too strong in the sense of sells is very likely to happen. However, it's giving me that rejection of the 13 EMA. All the higher time frames are telling me that the trade is towards the downside for the day, and we're going to be breaking that 40-20. And with all this information, we're most likely to close below that 40-20 and keep pushing down. So at the break of that previous 5-minute candle that rejected the 13 EMA, I've then hit my sells. And essentially that trade went to go and run for around 450 pips, I believe. I closed around 75% at around 100 pips. And the rest of the trade, that remaining 25%, ran to around that 30-75 area. When it got to 30-75, it started to reject a bit. I closed another 10%, moved my stop loss to the 4,000, the 4,000, sorry, I'm a bit tired. And then that's when the rest of the trade got stopped out. But very big move and a very good day. And that was Thursday. Friday is coming up very shortly.